Most restaurant owners look at their profit and loss and have no idea what it's actually telling them. But by the end of this video, you absolutely will. If you own a restaurant and need help with your bookkeeping, check out shorelineops.com. The link is in the bio. Let's get into this video. So I'm going to pull up a profit and loss report in QuickBooks and walk through exactly what to look at section by section. I'm going to keep this simple because you don't need an accounting degree to understand your own numbers. The first thing you're going to do is go to this reports button right here and click on standard reports. QuickBooks will bring you right to the screen that shows out all of the most common reports business owners need to pull. For the purposes of this video, we're going to be looking at the profit and loss report. So all you're going to do is click on profit and loss. This top section is going to be your income section, all the way from food sales down to beverage sales, non-alcoholic. So these accounts here are all income accounts, food sales, and then obviously we have discounts which go against the income, and everything from cost of beverage down to this total for beverage sales alcohol line is going to be your cost of goods sold account. These accounts below are going to be more income accounts, and the sum of all these totals added up gives you your gross profit here. It is important to note that you're going to want your cost of goods sold total to be around 30 to 35% of your total revenue number. Anything below that is good, but it just means that you could have more room to grow your business, and anything above 35% means that some changes need to be made. Below the gross profit line, you will then have all of your operating expenses here. Since this is just a sample company, the actual numbers won't reflect how a true restaurant business should look, but it's also important to note that labor is going to be your main operating expense to look out for as a restaurant owner, and that should also be about 30 to 35% of your total revenue. Under operating expenses, you'll then have this other expenses section, which will just be miscellaneous expenses that get backed out against your net income. Then the sum of all these bold categories will give you your net income, which is your business's actual cash flow. One thing that's really important and that I encourage all restaurant owners to do is to scroll up to the top of this page on the profit and loss and hit this drop down underneath compare to. Then what I want you to do is compare it to the previous year if your business has been open more than a year. And you can see how your expenses and income increased or decreased throughout the years. Obviously, this is a sample company, so there's no data in here for 2025. But if you did have data in here, this is what your profit and loss would look like. The two best pieces of advice that I could give a restaurant owner who's trying to understand their numbers better is to look at cost of goods sold and labor. Now, keep in mind that in a real company, labor would not be in this income section. It would be down here in the operating expenses, but bear with me because again, this is a sample company. But this section right here and then this word right here are the two most important things that you're going to want to pay attention to. The sum of your cost of goods sold section and your labor expenses are what we call a restaurant's prime cost. Ideally, you want to be about 60 to 65, maybe 70% tops between both of these expenses, but you have to make sure that your restaurant is not spending any more than that. 65-70% is already a high number of revenue, and that doesn't leave you much room to spend on other categories. Congratulations to everybody watching this video because you now know how to read a profit and loss correctly for a restaurant business. If this was helpful, save this video so that you can reference it later. And if your books are a mess and you want somebody to handle this for you, check out shorelineops.com. So that's shorelineops.com, which will bring you right to my website and give you an opportunity to book a free call with me. At Shoreline Business Services, we specialize in restaurants, but we also work with other small businesses across the board. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.